Hi everyone, I'm Trevor with North Valley Search and Rescue. Today we're going to explore another video in our rope rescue series. As always, this video is for use in conjunction with professional training for North Valley Search and Rescue within the scope of our SOPs utilizing our equipment. This video is not a comprehensive training package, but rather a small component of training and should be used under the guidance of a qualified professional trainer. There are many methodologies and avenues to achieve a desired outcome, but paired or performed incorrectly can result in injury or death. All ratings discussed are with new, fully rated equipment under perfect conditions, which never happens. Used equipment, time, UV exposure, use, application, or any other condition or alteration will change the load capacity. All ratings discussed are approximations and are simplified for your basic understanding purposes only, not to calculate the actual loads or forces. We are glad that you're here with us today, and for a quick reference back to this video and others of ours, please click on the red subscribe button below, or just below that, the add to button and create your own playlist. Might I suggest naming one SAR. So let's kick into today's video. In this video, we're going to explore how to tie figure 8 knots. This is the predominant knot that we'll be using with North Valley Search and Rescue, and there's a couple of different methodologies to tie this. We have different applications for this knot, which you're going to find in our systems. One is it's a connection point on the rope. So here it is. I can connect other items such as the bridle to the rope, or I can connect this to an anchor. The next one is I can take this and I can connect it to my harness if I were to be wearing a harness so that I am secured by the belay devices. I can also use this as a stopper knot if I were to create just a figure 8 so that this rope cannot slide through our descent control device, our MPD, a clutch, or an ATC, so it won't lose somebody at the other end of the rope. And finally, when we're storing this into a bag after we've utilized it, we can clip a strap through here to secure it for storage. So we're going to look at two different figure 8s here. One is on a bight, a figure 8 on a bight, and the second one is a follow through. We're going to start with the follow through. Even though they accomplish the same thing, they look the same, but they're applied in different situations. We like this knot as it's easy to tie, it's easy to untie, it's easy to inspect, easy to connect, and very versatile for what we do. So let's look at how to tie this. To tie a figure 8, I'm going to start with the end of the rope and I'm going to create a bight. There's a few different ways to do this and I'll walk through those real quick. So I'm going to grab the bight and I'm going to give the upper part of this a half twist and another half twist. Then I can take the end of the rope and slide it through that upper loop towards you, and that creates a figure 8. So if you look at this, it's in the shape of an 8. That's one way. Another way to tie this is I think about, oh, well, this is a ghost. It's got its tail down here and its head up here, and I'm going to grab a hold of that ghost. I'm going to grab the tail, and I'm going to wrap it around to strangle the ghost, and then I'm going to poke it in the eye. And when I pull it snug and get rid of the twist, it again creates a figure 8. Another way to tie this is I'm going to create a bight, and I'm going to take the tail, and I'm going to pass it around one full time and then push it through the loop away from me, and it again creates a figure 8. For a retraced figure 8, we use this most commonly when we have to go around an object that we cannot move or we cannot open. So for instance, if I have an anchor point that is solid that I cannot remove and I can't just slide or clip one of these into, then I need to do a retraced figure 8. So to begin with, I tie a figure 8 just like I just showed you. Then what I'm going to do is take the tail end, and notice that I have quite a bit of tail here. I'm going to wrap it around that item. Then, similar to how I did the water knot in the webbing video, I'm going to take this tail end and I'm going to follow this strand all the way through the knot. Wherever that strand goes, this one is going to follow it. I can see that it goes through here, comes up and around this way, and then it comes back here. So now I have a retraced figure 8 because I retraced its route, and it goes around this immovable object that I cannot open and close, and you'll notice that it's dressed, and I can still inspect it where I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 strands that I can count on any given side. Sometimes I have to tie a knot, a clippable knot in the middle of the rope or partway down where I don't have access to the tail. So in this instance, I'm going to tie a figure 8 on a bight. So what I'm going to do is grab the rope and create a bight out of it. And there's, again, 3 different methodologies, just like the retraced figure 8, where I am going to take this, double it over, and I can twist this top portion once, twice, then take the original bight and I'm going to push it through the loop up top, and I can cinch that down, then dress it up to make it look like a figure 8, and there's a figure 8 on a bight. The second methodology to doing this, as described earlier, is I've got a ghost. I'm going to grab the ghost and I'm going to wrap the rope around it and strangle it, then take this part and poke it in the eye, and then when I pull it snug and dress it up, I now have a figure 8 on a bight. The third methodology that I showed was I have these strands. I've created a double bight, and I'm going to take the end with the original bight and I'm going to pass it around a full pass. Then I'm going to take that and push it through the loop up top, and I can cinch that down to create a figure 8 on a bight. A figure 8 knot, whether it's a retraced figure 8 or a figure 8 on a bight, it doesn't matter, will reduce the strength rating of the rope by approximately 25%. So if we're using these older 11 millimeter static ropes that are rated at 30 kilonewtons, we reduce 25%, and the effective strength rating of it would be approximately 22.5 kilonewtons, which is the same as most carabiners that you buy off of the shelf. Okay? Now, we're looking at getting new ropes that may be 40 kilonewtons, and those 40 kilonewton strength rating, if we reduce it by 25%, now we're at 30 kilonewtons, so the rope is no longer the weakest link in the system. I have a couple of considerations when I am looking at a figure 8, whether it's a figure 8 on a bight or a retraced figure 8. The first one is knowing that the tail is at least my palm width long. And again, that differs for different people based on your hand size, but it gives you enough ample tail sticking out the back end so that it doesn't creep up into the knot more than it should. Yes, when this is tightened, things do move, and when it's under load, it does pull the rope through slightly, which is why we shoot for a 4-inch tail, which again is approximately this width. The second one is that it's dressed, so again, it's easy to inspect, where I can see 2 coming in, 2 coming across, 2 coming up, 2 going over, and 2 going up. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 strands is what you should see to know that it was tied appropriately. We hope this video was helpful in understanding this component of our rope rescue system. Thank you all for watching the video. Remember to subscribe below to have quick and easy access to all of our videos. We look forward to seeing you in class and out in the field.